Hello everyone. Here I am looking at Piranha and I thought, why not do like a quick impromptu video of my thoughts on Piranha and just kind of let you guys know what I think. As of now, I've only really played 2 games with him in a tournament that I went to. Kind of update just went live in the middle of that entire thing, so I thought it would be cool to just go to training mode really quick with the character. And I don't know, just kind of give you guys my thoughts on him. So let's do that really quick. And my initial thoughts was that he seems pretty good, but I don't really know much about him. He felt okay. Like, it's hard to say, but let's just get into it. So weird to see Piranha play. It's like, even when I was leaking the whole thing, it still felt very weird to think that Piranha was a thing. Let's just check it out and see how he is. So he seems like he can go pretty fast. Now let me say before anything is that I'm not a pro player by any means. I play competitively, but I'm not a top player. I'm not Nairo, I'm not Zero. I'm not gonna understand like everything about a character like the second I get my hands on him. So there's that. So some of the things I'm noticing right now, I'm not quite sure what it is exactly, but there's something about him that feels low to an extent. I don't know, maybe it's his frame data. I haven't looked at his frame data at all. I also haven't really looked at like what other pro players are saying about him. And I don't really know what's his combos. Maybe he has like grab combos I'm unaware of. That looks like it goes. That's kind of interesting. Oh, you can re-grab too. See, any combos that I may get with this character probably means nothing, considering that I don't have another person here to really test the SDI on the whole thing. But the most I could say is just like what his moves look like right now, right? And there's something about his attacks that feels slow. It looks so funny. There's something about his attacks that feel slow. Like his actual movement doesn't seem very slow. Like he can get in a lot faster than say like Incineroar, for example, but it still seems like there's something about him. I think it's frame data that feels kind of on the slow side. And if that's the case, then he might not be as like, I know tier lists are not important, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like, oh man, like he's a bad character. I don't really care too much about that myself. Like I used to main Jigglypuff in Smash 4. He wasn't my main, but I used to use him pretty frequently, so it's like I don't really care about tier lists like all that much. So, I don't really think he's gonna be. I don't see top players using him because of the frame data thing specifically. I could be wrong. It could not be frame data, and maybe it's something else. But something about Piranha just feels slow, and it's definitely not his running speed. His running speed seems pretty good to me. I also don't know like his overall combo potential. Maybe there's something. Oh my god, that up tilt has like no range. Jesus. But yeah, there's something about it. I don't know. Now, his special moves are kind of interesting, because his special moves, he could charge up the poison. I thought the poison was just going to be like a regular projectile, but it turns out he can charge it up fully and just, do whatever it is that he wants to do it with. Like, if someone's coming up from ledge, he could just spot it at ledge and try to get some damage that way, which I think is kind of interesting. Fully charged, it does a lot of fucking damage. Look at that, 54 off of just one charge. That's pretty fucking good. The main problem with it though is that because there's nothing stopping you from just getting out of it, right? So in order for you to get that full damage, you would have to, I don't know, like kind of grab him or something to make sure he doesn't go. That's very situational, because I feel that most players would be able to just kind of assume you're gonna do that because they know you have the poison. they're gonna expect the poison. So like the second you shoot it out, they're gonna do something to get out of it. So I don't see you getting the full damage very commonly. That just doesn't seem realistic to me. And this move is interesting. I could see people just doing this and trying to like edge guard someone using it, because it kind of like stalls your falling. Like you don't fall anywhere near as fast when you have this on. And because of how good his recovery is like, well, I didn't really show it off there, but it's I feel like because of how good his recovery is, like you can kind of edge guard someone like that pretty reliably. If someone's coming low, you can kind of just drop it off the ledge too, which you can't use too often though. You kind of get like all tired or disappointed or whatever you want to call it. But you can kind of just like throw it off the ledge and edge guard with it. And I feel like that's the only option you're gonna have with that attack, because it's once again pretty slow. So I don't see people kind of using it as anything else other than an edge guarding tool, and maybe like a tool to like get someone off the ledge if they're trying to edge guard you. Because I could see maybe you're coming back, you do this like that in case someone tries to come back out, and then you just like fly back on stage, depending on the character, you know. If it's a character that needs to jump off the ledge to edge guard you, then I could see that being something. Maybe even stage spike them if there's enough knockback to it, but I really don't know myself. So that's something. The other specials he has, his recovery seems to be really good for just recovering and maybe not much else. I mean, I could see somebody doing something like kind of stupid with carrying someone off the top, but I don't know how reliable that would be as a move to just, yeah, there you go, something like that, but off the top. Kind of similar to how you could do with King K. Rool. So I could see something like that happening with Piranha Plant. I don't know how often you'd see that. It's kind of hard to say. But maybe it's possible for you to do that. I really don't know. But for recovering specifically, it goes up really high, and for that reason, it seems really good. It seems kind of like a combination of almost like Rob and K-Rool's recoveries to an extent, considering they both go up really high. The only reason why I compare it to Rob is because it just seems to go up as high as Rob's. Maybe I could be wrong, like I said. And the reason why I compare it to K-Rool's is because K-Rool has that hitbox at the top where the propellers are, and the same kind of rule applies here, where you have the hitbox around the leaves, which, you know, you saw earlier with me trying to carry Wario off the top. So, you know, there's that as well. The main problem I have with that recovery is that because the hitbox is on the leaves and not the top like K-Rool's, that means he's pretty open to a spike because his giant head is just like above where the hitbox is. So someone like Ganon, Falcon, Dr. Mario, like anyone with like a stomp like spike can just spike him pretty easily. The only spikes that probably won't have an easy time trying to spike him would be someone who has to spike from the side, kind of like Mario, or, you know, like anyone else that I can't really think of right now. But people like that would have trouble spiking him. But other than that, they're gonna have a pretty easy time spiking him altogether. So I'd say the recovery is good, but it definitely leaves you open to a large amount of spikes available in the game. So you know, there's that. Other than that, let's see, he has this. What else does he have? Oh yeah, this move. So this move is really interesting. I think it's his most interesting move because there is armor on the pot, right? And you can tilt it to pretty much any direction you want and hit them. It doesn't do like a crazy amount of damage, is it? Oh, actually, if you charge it far enough, it seems to do like, what is that? 26%. That's actually pretty good. And with the range on this thing, it's a pretty interesting move. Application-wise, it doesn't grab onto ledges. There was a point in time where I thought it would grab onto ledge, but it doesn't. There's also a lot of lag after it, so like after you do it, he just kind of like fumbles around for a little bit, so it kind of leaves you open. But yeah, for me personally, the only thing I could see you doing with this is maybe edge guarding. Because if they come up high, then you can kind of just like angle it and hit them. If they're coming from low, you can try to like kind of grab them while they're trying to grab the ledge. they can kind of just, you know, oh, there you go, bam, and come back to ledge. Or if they're trying to come from under, you just kind of fight them in their ass before they even get a chance to, you know, grab it. I could see it being a very annoying move to deal with, but again, because a lot of Piranha Plant feels kind of low, not low, I mean slow is what I mean. It just feels like a lot of his moves are gonna have a hard time really connecting. So overall, I think Piranha Plant is a fun character to use. He does like a lot of very silly things. He feels almost like a trickster type character where a lot of his moves are very weird and just kind of like unconventional of a move. Like the Poison Cloud doing so much damage, but it stays in one spot, and you kind of have to like grab them. The Spike Ball being mostly an edge guarding thing. His overall moveset just seems kind of weird. Like it's hard to explain how I feel about him, but he doesn't feel like a terrible character, but I think he might be a terrible character. I think he's the type of character I'll have fun with playing, you know, like for fun, like 1v1s and friendlies maybe, and just kind of fuck around. Maybe a game with items on. Seems like a good time. Because he's just funny to watch. He's a funny to watch character. I love his overall like design. I love how he walks around, his everything. Like I love everything about him basically. It's just on a competitive standpoint, he feels kind of slow in some regards and doesn't. I'm sure somebody will figure out some crazy shit with the character that I would not be able to figure out on my own. But he just doesn't feel like a character that will do well competitively, and if that's the case, then that's unfortunate, but that's okay, because not every character needs to be, you know, competitively viable to fit into Smash, and I think that he's definitely a character I welcome because he just seems so weird and silly. So yeah, that's kind of it. These are my initial thoughts on Piranha Plant. If you feel differently in some way, let me know. Comment down below how you feel about him. And yeah, that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next video.